Hi, everyone. Hi. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today because I did not have a very good sleep. Last night, at least. Well, let me just super quickly explain what happened. So, last night, I got up. Last night, I was up super late doing some editing for video stuff, which, I mean, you can probably see a whole bunch of the videos that are posted onto my channel now. Some of them. Hi, Heiko. Hello. Hi, Heiko, finale. Hello. Hi, Heiko, that one guy. And hi, Heiko. Hypergravity wave. Hi, Heiko. Welcome. Might need to reset the chat box super quickly, just so it can show everything off. Hope I feel better soon. Oh, it's no worries. I am feeling just fine. I'm doing a lot better than I normally am, actually. Although, well, let's just say I might have damaged my voice box a little. So, anyways, continuing on with that line of discussion. How are we all doing today? Because I'm doing pretty well. I have, aside from the lack of sleep thing, I mean, of course, like, the lack of sleep thing is very, very funny. Well, not funny, but, you know, it happens sometimes. Every so often, every occasion. But I'll be fine for it anyways. Regardless of that, there is also the... yes, right. I was going to go on to speaking about what happened just as I was about to start stream. Well, so, when I came into the room holding a nice warm cup of tea, which I am sipping on right now, you can probably hear it. Love the sipping of tea. Well, basically, I somehow managed to trip over literally nothing and flung a whole bunch of tea onto my computer desk. Which, by the way, is also where I keep the vast majority of my electronics that I use for streaming, at least. Including, like, let's just say my HDMI capture card, my PlayStation 5, my keyboard, my mouse, obviously my keyboard and mouse. I mean, not necessarily, obviously. There are like some desks that have underneath things with keyboards and mice, but not my keyboard and mouse. They are on the desk. I need to change it. Tea time. Indeed, it is tea time. Hi, Heiko. Skyhawk, by the way. Hi, Heiko. But anyways, as I did that, it just went all over it. And also part of the Yu-Gi-Oh mat that I like to use as a mouse pad. Which, yes, I use a Yu-Gi-Oh mat as a mouse pad. That is because Yu-Gi-Oh mats are very good mouse pads, actually. They have pretty good traction for mice, and, I mean, they're just generally really big. Konami even released mouse pads with their own material before, so they know what it's like. Anyways, nothing really got damaged or anything. It was just really unfortunate, and something might have gotten damaged potentially any other day or anything. But since nothing got damaged immediately today, I'm just pretty happy that all of my devices came out of it damage-free. Yeah. And also that it wasn't the side with all the more important stuff like the audio interfaces and stuff. Like, I can replace my keyboard. I can't really replace my Stream Deck and audio interface without, a whole lot more money. Though I do like my current keyboard and mouse. It is very fortunate that I completely missed the PlayStation 5 though, because if it had hit the PlayStation 5, I would be feeling very silly right now. Anyways, moving onwards to a slightly different but related topic, also about damaged. So, what interface do I use? Well, I only got it super recently, but I use the Rode Streamer X. It's really cool. It's like if you combine a Go XLR and a capture card, pretty much. It's a super recent thing. There's a lot of them out there, but I'm pretty sure I haven't really heard of many people using it before. So, it's got all these onboard audio effects too, that are really just genuinely cool. And also, it has a soundboard. Anyways, as I was saying, going further into that thing about damage and stuff, I am fairly certain I might have hurt my voice recently. So, allow me to explain. It's less because of the streaming, though. I kind of have hurt my voice a little from not being used to streaming again, but that is less of it. What is more important is that over the past couple days or weeks or so, I have been trying to do some singing, some tiny singing, just singing a few songs, belting out a few chords, stuff like that. Well, the issue with that is apparently your throat does not lend well to belting out chords or singing a whole bunch if you do not use proper breath support, and your throat will hurt for days. But hey, it's okay. It's healing up slowly, and it's part of the reason why I want to be chill more than anything today. Nothing super loud, nothing super crazy, just some chill chatting time. Hi, Ico. How am I doing? Hi, Ico, Navi. Hi, Ico. I am doing, well, I was going to say fantastically, but given that I just explained what happened with my voice, and you know the rest, I guess I'm doing pretty okay, but not super 100% or anything. It's really cool though. It is really cool, this new audio interface. I've had a lot of fun with it. Heck of a lot of fun. Although I haven't really used it very much for anything, but I will say I will almost certainly use it sometimes. Yeah, you get that sometimes. You gotta take care of your voice. Indeed, Skyhawk, indeed. This, I would say, is probably one of the biggest issues that new streamers will actually run into, by the way. And one of the issues that people rarely talk about because, it's kind of obvious that your voice is your most important tool as a streamer or a singer or a voice actor or anything like that. But a lot of the time, people just seem to, take that for granted and not really say, hey, what if I damage it? What if I hurt it? I know that there's been a couple of popular Japanese VTubers who've had to stop streaming or screaming on stream at least a whole bunch, because all of the screaming they were doing was really, really, really damaging on their voices. And sometimes they even upped their pitches to, sound slightly less, old or something, which I guess I can get. I can definitely get that. But then they were told that their voices were getting really damaged, and that would not be very good for them in the future. So they kind of had to either take a break, stop manipulating their voices so much, stop singing so much, stuff like that. But I am thinking of actually getting a vocal coach for singing, that is to say, a singing coach, so that I can sing without having to worry about anything to do with the whole, voice thing. Voicey voice thing. Vocal coaches, as far as I know, they're actually really good for singing, especially if you're just starting out, which, technically I'm not just starting out. I've sung a bunch before, but at the same time, if anything, I am definitely an amateur singer. Definitely amateur. Sounds poggers. Indeed. Also, hi Hiker Alfonso. Hi Hiker. Hope you are doing well. Anyways, as I was saying, sorry about that. That was just a little quick yawn. As I was saying, singing is a lot of fun, but you gotta make sure to be careful with it. Otherwise, you will lose your voice forever. We gotta hear some covers? Indeed, indeed. I shall do that one day. I don't have a vocal coach yet, but I am planning to get one very soon. Hopefully that'll be a big step up in the quality of my singing then. And, I'm already pretty decent at singing some stuff. For ads on TV and radio? Interesting. You did some voice act. Oh, I didn't read those messages in order. You did some voice acting back in the day for ads on TV and on radio? Nice. That's super cool, Alfonso. I've heard that voice acting doesn't really pay that much necessarily, but at the same time, I really like the idea. Voice acting is really cool. You get to change your voice a whole bunch, do it a lot. And then, the emotion part of it is a big part of it as well. For instance, I could theoretically voice act a apology, but I'd have to do emotional stuff. Honestly, I'm really, really sorry, chat. Something like that, pretty much. Puppies! After attempting to record a half-hour video where I... Sorry about that. Just had a quick little detour that I needed to do. But anyways, yeah. After recording a half-hour video where you speak all the time, you have a new respect for streamers. Your voice gets tired after just 30 minutes of speaking. Yes, voices really do that. You have to take care of them. They're some of the most important things in a streamer's career. Get dogged. Woof woof. Indeed. Ow, 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 ow. You gotta love puppies. Puppy, 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 puppy. Ow, 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 ow. They're wonderful. They're cute. And they are the dogs. No, that's literally what they're called. I mean, yeah, they are dogs. Voice acting for ads is good pocket money, but not for a career. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. I mean, even in, like, TV shows, voice acting kind of, well, let's just say apparently voice acting as a career TV voice actor does not necessarily pay very well because voice actors, you know, they do not have the best things. Cute Ico's cute. Oh, thank you, Navi. Thank you. Speaking of animals, did I see Rescue Hedgehog? I did see Rescue Hedgehog. Rescue Hedgehog looks absolutely adorable. Incredibly adorable, incredibly so. Within the incredibleness of adorability, Rescue Hedgehog is really up there as one of the most adorables of all time. I love it. He is so cute. Oh my goodness. Like, look at his little hat. Look at his little hat. You just gotta look at his little hat. I'll bring him up. I'll bring him up on the stream, okay? So I can show you his little hat. Hedgehog. Rescue Hedgehog. YGO organization. Rescue Hedgehog. That is probably better. But you love voice acting Ragey of Revolver? Nice. That is definitely something that I could see. They gave him a job? Yes, they did. They saved him from, well, you know, the rescue, Excuse my thingies, but anyways, like, here, look at his little hat. I'm getting so, I'll make it smaller. But seriously, look at his little hat. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he absolutely fantastically, wonderfully adorable? Look at it. Oh, he's so precious. And he even has a shovel. I wonder what the shovel could be. Maybe it's a milling thing. Interesting choice. None of the other rescue animals have had shovels before. But still, I love him. He is amazing. Safety hat. Yep. You gotta keep safe when you're rescuing other animals. As far as I know, Rescue Cat is actually based off of, like, real rescue animals. It's really cool. And it's super adorable. Though, I don't know if there's Rescue Puppy, but still. Rescue Puppy someday would be fantastic. Hedgehog loves digging holes. Oh, that's really cute. I can imagine that. Just a hedgehog just going rah, 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 rah. Imagine me making a shovel motion with my hands while I'm doing this. Rah, rah, rah. I don't know why rah is the sound effect I chose, but apparently rah is now the sound effect for digging on my channel. Interesting choice of myself. Well, I mean, it was my own choice, but like, I just did it out of nowhere. Rescue raccoon? Rescue raccoon would be really cool. I mean, there are already some raccoon monsters that do other stuff. So a rescue raccoon itself would be really, really cool. Wonderful. Amazing. I love it. Like, they would be the little rescue raccoon would have teeny little feet scampering along. And also, by the way, did you know that raccoons actually have hands? Like opposable thumbs. At least I'm pretty sure they have opposable thumbs. Do raccoons have opposable thumbs? Oh, okay. They don't actually have opposable thumbs, but it looks like they have opposable thumbs because they have no webbing between their fingers, between their toes. Interesting to note. Although, if it was a rescue raccoon, it would likely be a rescue raccoon dog, which is to say it would probably be a rescue tanuki as opposed to an actual raccoon, because Japan is more used to tanuki than they are actual raccoons, as far as I know. And raccoons do not exist in Japan. They are similar. I said similar. Similar sounds like the title of a weird sorcerer. Still grabby paws? Indeed. They can grab a whole bunch of things. 5 fingers, no opposable thumbs, but 5 fingers. Fingered raccoons. Or something. Anyways, as I was saying, I forgot for a second what I was saying. Excuse me, while my brain tries to work out what I was saying again. It was something about similar. Yeah, right. It was about how similar sounds like a sorcerer's name. Even though it's just like me mispronouncing similar. Have I tried the game Inscription? Indeed I have, Alfonso. Indeed I have. There is one little teensy little bit of a thing that makes me kind of hesitant to play it, though. Well, I mean, not that hesitant. But, you know, just the little thing where you have to set up your own, go into your own program files. That is not very fun, if you ask me. Not a very fun thing to happen, and not a very fun thing to have happening to your stream. Because it will catch the unawares of God. At least it's not as bad as, like, the Pokemon Infinite Fusion thing where, like, the file opening part? Yep, the file opening part. As I was saying, though, at least it is nowhere near as bad as Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Because in Pokemon Infinite Fusion, there is apparently a character who can read your computer's name that you chose for your username out of nowhere. If you talk to him, he's just sitting in this random building, and if you talk to him, he just goes, I know your name. And then he says the name you gave your username. Which, I mean, to be honest, it could be anything really, but like still. You probably don't want to do that if you don't have your, stream set up and on an entirely different user to your main computer usage thingy. Because that means you will probably not be very well off and will be doxxed. Just some casual doxing, no big deal. Yeah, basically. Unfortunately enough. But hey, it's a good thing that people decide to share a whole bunch of this stuff online just to make sure that everyone knows what to avoid. It's really cool, actually, seeing VTuber communities come together and go, hey, by the way, just in case you don't have your VTuber stuff on a separate thing, you know, blah, 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 this character will name your username, which, I mean, to be fair, you could name your username a fake name, but at the same time, you don't necessarily want to do it all the time. Hi, Heiko. Hey, you. Quirky meta joke gone wrong? Indeed, indeed. It is a slightly quirky meta joke gone wrong. Hold up. Let me take a quick sip of tea. There we go. Tea sipped. Anyways, you know what did this right? Doki Doki Literature Club. Because Doki Doki Literature Club, as far as I know, although that's not very much, actually. I haven't played the game. I've seen some playthroughs of it and seen some footage of it, but Doki Doki Literature Club has this game thing where it detects if you're streaming on OBS or something, and the main villain in it, well, calling her a villain would not necessarily be correct 100%, but like the main character who you are facing against is like, oh, I can see you, blank name, if you're not streaming, but if you are streaming or have OBS open, the character goes, oh, and hello to all your friends out there who are watching, or something like that. It's really cool. But generally, Doki Doki Literature Club is a pretty good game, as far as I know, despite the fact that it is, well, you know, sometimes a little hard to get to a perfect understanding of it. Antagonist, that works too. That works too. Any card-based indie games in my sights recently? Well, there actually has been one card-based indie game in my sights recently in particular that I have actually enjoyed quite a bit. It's called Wild Frost. I played it for a while, but like, I played it a week or so ago, but like, let me just say, Wild Frost, it is a fun game. Basically, it's a roguelike where you choose, it is kind of like, you know, Monster Train, but also completely different. It's really fun though. And it's also got banging aesthetics. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful aesthetic choices. Thoughts on the Digimon TCG? Well, I've never played the Digimon TCG, but I've heard it's a lot of fun actually, so I would say it's probably a lot of fun despite the fact that I've never played it. It's also apparently pretty easy to understand if you think about it at some point, but, well, you know. It is a fun game. Wild Frost looks pretty good. Indeed, it does. It is pretty good, actually. Like, it's a fantastic game. Genuinely. It has a whole lot of different things you can do in it. And the music in Wild Frost, oh my goodness, the music in Wild Frost, absolutely spectacular. Like, you should have a listen to the music of Wild Frost if you haven't already, because I will tell you, the Wild Frost music is brilliant. It's adaptive, does the same kind of thing as other things. You know, I like it. The game itself is very hard, but that's not a bad thing. The harder a game is, the more fun it is, generally. Although there are potentially some easy mode gates that, like, people who aren't particularly good at certain games can kind of miss, but I'm of the opinion that potentially maybe some games should add easy modes just so someone can, or like story modes, just so someone can access the ending or the story without having to worry too much about how skilled they are at it. It'd be interesting, although to be fair, they could also do something like watch it on a Let's Play or something. But there is a difference between watching someone play a game and experiencing the game for yourself, even if the game's difficulty is slightly turned down a little, as far as I know. Well, no, not as far as I know. I mean, definitely. In Final Fantasy XVI, for instance, they have an easy mode, which is easily turn-onable by any point in the game. You can choose to turn it on or choose to keep it off and turn it on later if you want. And then after you beat the game, there is a hard mode of Final Fantasy XVI. It's really cool. Speaking of which, Final Fantasy XVI. I haven't played it since last week, but tomorrow, gonna get back onto that Final Fantasy grind. It is looking fantastic so far. Despite the fact that there is a lot more, well, violence than you would expect from a regular Final Fantasy game. Like, for instance, in Final Fantasy XVI, you see a lot more things like actual blood, carnage, destruction, stuff like that, as opposed to other games in the series like Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy VII maybe, probably 7, where, like, everything is kind of toned down and washed for, like, kids and stuff. But it's okay. I don't mind it. It's actually really interesting seeing a Final Fantasy world that really feels like everyone in there is just a person who can just die just as easily as a real life person. Aside from, of course, the giant kaiju transformation people, but I mean, obviously those are different. The giant kaiju transformation people are pretty cool, though. Like, the fact that there's a transformation into a phoenix, transformation into a giant Godzilla dragon thingy that is actually Ifrit. There's also a huge, big rock man named Titan. Well, I mean, obviously Titan's the rock man, but, like, the transformation into the huge rock man is a pretty cool part. And all of it just adds up to make a really cool part of Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XV tried to catch a more mature tone, but we know how that went. Actually, I kind of don't know how that went. I've heard it wasn't necessarily the most well-received Final Fantasy game, but I've heard that also anyone who is a fan of Final Fantasy XV absolutely adores the game. Like, loves it to the core or something like that. And also, apparently Final Fantasy XV was not finished on release, which Final Fantasy XVI definitely is, as far as I know. Sorry, just another quick yawn there. Might have to pop out and get me a couple of drinks of water. It was all right for you with the DLCs? Yeah, that'd make sense. The DLCs were apparently supposed to be like the final thing that Square Enix got in, but also apparently Square Enix left the DLCs out of the game because they didn't want out of the full game, which got people angry because a Final Fantasy game that is not a full story is not really a proper Final Fantasy game. They covered some plot stuff with the episodic DLCs. Oh, I see. Interesting. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Plot stuff is amazing. I love Final Fantasy plots. They're just like so over the top, and yet at the same time, they feel like, you know, everything is gonna be all right in the end. Because Final Fantasy, or at least most Final Fantasy games, I don't think, well, you know, most Final Fantasy games are gonna have necessarily much of a problem with, well, that is to say, most Final Fantasy games, not too dark, even if they have a dark outer thing, the core of the series is always hope. Hope is amazing. You enjoyed 15, but yeah, it was a mess and a half. Yeah, I'm not really surprised. Still haven't forgiven the devs for cancelling 3 whole DLCs? That is a lot of DLCs to cancel. A lot of DLCs. Yeesh. You've tried to get into the Final Fantasy series, but it never gripped you the way Dark Souls did. Haven't tried 16, though? Interesting. Well, I mean, most of the thing about Final Fantasy is it's a story role-playing game as opposed to like a role-playing game in the same grain as Dark Souls. Hello? Hi, Heiko, Chisuzu. Hi, Heiko. Welcome. Anyways, as I was saying, XV Final Fantasy in general is just like, it has a much more hopeful tone and core at it all than the Dark Souls series. And you know, excuse me, might need to go get myself a drink of water. But anyways, XV was in a constant development hell. You know, I'm kind of not surprised given that, well, I now know that there were 3 different DLCs cancelled. It's because Tabata, the director, left before the last 3 DLC episodes could be released. That does not sound good at all, if you ask me. It really, really doesn't. You want to have a thorough conversation with whoever designed the platforming dungeon in 15? There was a platforming dungeon in Final Fantasy 15? Uh-oh. That does not sound like a very good time. Especially given that Final Fantasy 15 was, I think, an attempt at an action series, like the first attempt that the Final Fantasy games had at action stuff. And, you know, it was just stuff like that. You think they went through a whole engine change? Oh, that is slightly ridiculous, if you ask me. A whole entire engine change. That's a bit much, that is. way too much for the game. Definitely. I can understand kind of now why this game didn't go quite so well. Also, be right back. I am going to get myself a couple glasses of water. As I said earlier, there is a problem with my throat when I talk too much. So, because of the singing mostly. But anyways, blah, bloop. I am back with some water glasses this time because I only just brought in my tea, which was slightly maybe not a good idea. Apparently you have to regularly sip on glasses of water to keep your throat dry and fantastically good. So, got it now. The water, I got the water. Anyways, moving on slightly from the Final Fantasy topic. I have no idea what that sound was from my throat, but it sounded very weird and interesting, and I would like to see what kind of creature would make that noise. Actually, that sounded a little like a walrus. For some reason, my throat just made it sound like a walrus. I don't know why. Or a seal. A walrus or a seal. Sealrus. A sealrus. I wonder what a sealrus would look like. Would it look like a seal with humongous tusks? Or would it look like a walrus with no tusks and smaller body? Walrus had smaller seal body, no tusks, or huge walrus body, seal head, huge tusks. I don't know, but either way, I think that'd be a kind of silly creature. Fantastical, but just the right amount. You know, you've been way too invested into comp Scrabble recently. There's competitive Scrabble as a thing. Ooh, that's really cool, actually. You don't know why? I mean, I can kind of slightly understand why competitive Scrabble is interesting. Like, it's got this whole thing about words and discussions and stuff like that. But regardless, it's always fun to watch competitive games that you yourself are not participatory members of, but you enjoy watching. Like, for instance, I genuinely love watching Pokemon games. Like, seriously. VGC Pokemon games, fantastic. One of the best things of all time. They're really, really, really cool to watch. And, like, seeing all the mind games, all the team building, stuff like that, it's really cool. Just, like, seriously. every single competitive game is like that, though. I mean, including Yu-Gi-Oh! So, to be fair. I don't really watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive gameplay that much, actually, because I know that my brain would just be critiquing everything the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player would be doing. Because, well, I am very experienced at Yu-Gi-Oh! So I would kind of feel bad for anyone who doesn't like play any super optimally. Which VGC have I watched? Well, I've watched some Freeze-Eye and also some Wolfie VGC. Freeze-Eye and Wolfie, they are both pretty cool people, at least from what I can tell. And like, you know, Freeze-Eye, I like how he started out as a Smogon Pokemon tuber, but then branched out into actually joining VGC because he wanted to actually go to the World Championship. And he managed to do that in a single year. He actually reached the World Championship. That is genuinely really cool. For thousands of years, I have laid dormant. Whom has awoken me? Hi, Haiko Yuki. Hi, Haiko. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a good day because I am talking about Pokemon and how impressive it is, like, that Freeze-Eye managed to get to Worlds on the first year he was in a Pokemon event. And I mean, technically, Pokemon Worlds is slightly less impressive than the vast majority of like other Worlds things, because other Worlds things, only the top 4 of only the top 4 of something gets you in. But in Pokemon, a lot more people are gonna get into Worlds than like in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG has 7 people per continent, 2 people in Oceania, 7 and 7 in the US, 7 and 6 in the US and Europe, and like 5 for the OCG. Anyways, good news, Master Rank 1 has been achieved yesterday. Oh, nice. Congrats, Yuki. Congrats. Hope you did it pretty well. Pretty well. Master Rank is a nice achievement, even if it's just, you know, a whole bunch of grinding. You played on VGC events back in 2014 to 2017. That is entirely fair. That's completely fair. VGC really does interest me, though, and like, if I ever wanted to get into some kind of competitive Pokemon, I think I would, like, you know, get into VGC, if anything, rather than the Pokemon TCG. I mean, I already have one TCG, but I haven't got a competitive video game yet. Some formats were held just like Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, yeah, I've kind of heard that was the case. Like, Landorus Therian is apparently a ridiculously overpowered Pokemon. And then there is Mega Rayquaza, which, let's just say Mega Rayquaza was apparently so overpowered, it got its own tier in Smogon. And then there was Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, which were, like, apparently they were weather setters, but the weather they set was permanent, which is just... I do not want to go up against something like that. Although it was 2014 when Sun and Moon came out. It might have been. I'll have to check. Pokemon 2014 game. yes, 2014 was exactly when Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre came out. So that was it. Primal Rayquaza was super annoying. By Primal Rayquaza, you mean Mega Rayquaza? Was Mega Rayquaza secretly Primal Rayquaza as opposed to like just a Mega Evolution? I know that the specific ground and sea legendaries were called primals, but I don't know if I don't know if Rayquaza was called primal. It didn't need a primal stone to mega, so you could give it an item. Okay, that is slightly ridiculous, if you ask me. I mean, to be fair, the Pokemon apparently in this game, the strongest Pokemon, which is to say Miraidon, is apparently better than Mega Rayquaza, to be honest. Like, incredibly fast, incredibly powerful, has really good typing. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, Heiko, Soulslight. Hi, Heiko. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. We're having some talk about the Pokemon metas right now because, like, Pokemon, fun. I am not into the Pokemon meta, however, but I do know that, well, Miraidon is an absolutely insane, ridiculous, overpowered Pokemon that only really recently was very good. Landorus Therian is base choice, though. Nice, nice. Base choice, then. But, like, seriously. Miraidon apparently had a whole lot of really, really bad things that it does. Like, its ability, it goes out into electric terrain, sets up electric terrain. With electric terrain, it then gains an additional boost on top of the boost electric terrain already gives to electric type moves. So, yeah, it's basically on a super immense boom thing. Your Snorlax leaped in the Trick Room meta in Sun and Moon. Ooh, nice. You know, I've actually heard that apparently the most recent meta in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is actually a Trick Room meta. Like, you play Trick Room with the new Ursaluna, which is ridiculous. Ursaluna is a fast, slow Trick Room setter. And it has guts. As far as I know, at least. So, Ursaluna just, abilities. So, Ursaluna has guts or bulletproof or unnerve. Unnerve's the one that prevents them from eating berries, I see. And bulletproof is the signature ability and they aren't affected by ball or bomb moves. So that means that the best is probably still guts. So like, I'd imagine your play turn 1 would be set up Trick Room Ursaluna, Armarouge Will-O-Wisps your own Ursaluna. Then you just kill them or something. During Sun and Moon, even Pelipper got its spotlight. Nice, nice. Apparently Pelipper's pretty good in the current format too. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But Pelipper getting a nice eye focused on it is always very cool. I like that adorable pelican creature. The pelican that evolves from a seagull for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. If it starts with one. Sorry. Just being a silly joker. You know how it is. Sometimes your brain just goes, this makes me think of that song. Yeah, that song. You know, the one that's like, blah, 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 blah. My train of thought derails a lot, in case you couldn't tell. The train of thought for Pokemon feels very different to Yu-Gi-Oh! I see. Interesting. Well, to be fair, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are very different games. Pokemon is a lot less chance-based, a lot more, like, actually kind of skill-based. And well, at the same time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is already skill-based, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a whole lot of blowouts and stuff, and uber powerful cards that Pokemon does not have for some reason. But, I mean, to be fair, blowouts in Pokemon are generally pretty bad. For Pokemon, it's more about reads, and in Yu-Gi-Oh! You do the stuff mostly on your side. Yeah, that's actually pretty true. I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh! You're also good at reads, but still. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da-da, head empty now, I am just singing the song. Anyways, slight talking break for water, drinking. Talking break over. Water, delicious, fantastic, amazing, wonderful. You know the rest. Anyways, as I was saying, I head empty, basically. What do I even talk about now? Oh, right. I have a couple of ideas. I know what to talk about. So, what time is it in the magical land known as Australia? It is currently 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But as I was going to say, you know, this is the first time that I have actually owned a PlayStation 5 or any PlayStation console at all, past the first PlayStation, of course. And, well, let me just say, the touchpad thing is genuinely really cool. I have never played with a touchpad on a controller before. Not really. Like, maybe once or twice in a museum or something where they showed off games, but never really any serious amount or anything. But now that I have one, it's just really good. Interesting. Here it's midnight. I see. That is definitely pretty interesting. Australia is on the same side of the world as Japan, though, so It's kind of, well, I mean, the same, not the same hemisphere, the same. I'm trying to gesture with my hands, but you can't actually see it. So it's kind of useless regardless. But anyways, as I was saying, the Australia and Japan are longitudinally similar in location as opposed to latitude, I think. Congrats on adapting a PS, Miss Yakimo. Thank you, Freeman. Thank you. Also, hi, Heiko. Hi, Heiko. Any PS5 game you plan on buying? Well, I mean, to be honest, a lot of the PS5 games that I would buy are included in PlayStation Plus, which, by the way, I actually purchased because I want to have more content for streams in the near future. And also it has Bloodborne, so I'll probably do that. I have never in my life played Bloodborne before, but I love it. It's the thought that counts as... Indeed it is. The thought that counts. The biggest thought that counts of all. The thought of your brain. Because that's what your brain is doing. It is creating thoughts. Even as time goes on now, your brain is working in millions of teensy-weensy electrical signals. And it's all aiming up and combining together to equal... Yep. It is genuinely pretty hype that I'm going to play Bloodborne, though. Anyways, I was also going to play Demon's Souls, since I haven't played the original or the new game. I've seen playthroughs of the original or the new game, but it's been long enough that I probably don't remember it well enough that I can actually have that much of an advantage in it. I also know Demon's Souls is apparently a lot harder than just generally Dark Souls and the other Soulsborne games are. Soulsborne Ring games are. Maybe I'll get Elden Ring actually on the PS5, because I have Elden Ring on the PC. However, it is far too slow, despite the fact that my PC can run it. It's not very good at it. It's kind of hard to comment in such intense games. Yeah, that is definitely an issue that sometimes you have to, think about. When? Well, I was thinking first I would beat Final Fantasy 16, which would be a lot of fun. And then after I beat Final Fantasy 16, go on to a whole other bunch of different games from the PlayStation 5. That'd be a whole lot of fun, if you ask me. Or I could move it out of the study and into the main room. Or I could do that while I'm not playing a PS5 game anyways. And yeah, that makes sense. I do my best to commentate, but sometimes in FromSoft games, commentating is a little difficult. I am spinning my hand in a circle with my finger. It is going incredibly fast. You could actually hear... If you can hear that, that is my hand clicking. Sometimes it does that, by the way. Both of my hands. I can also click my jaw, by the way. It's pretty cool. But I don't necessarily know how I know how to do that. Although, one of my favorite things to do is... I know that's not necessarily, super interesting, but it's pretty fun. Maybe I should try like SMT platformers to practice my commentary. Ooh, maybe. SMT, Shin Megami Tensei? Or do you mean stuff like Kaiser Mario World? Stuff like that. You've ordered takeout while playing Dark Souls 3? And yeah, pretty much. It is a lot like that, what you're describing, Gravity Wave. It's a lot like it. I'm an android? Indeed I am. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity to show off one of the filters. Okay. Beep, boop. Beep, boop. Is this working? Okay. Beep, boop.
Beep, boop. Beep, beep, boop. This is a filter on my thingy. Also, it should be latching instead of that. Oh, well, you see, it sounds like that, yeah.
Apparently it was pretty clippy or something. That is not good. That is not good. Stuff like Hi-Fi Rush or Persona 5 Strikers. Oh, I see. SMT then. SMT, nice. Would Infamous also count among those games? Also, yeah, I'm wearing a bit of a weirdo with my clicky bones. Who even has clicky bones like that? Well, I mean, to be fair, I am also a lightning spirit, so my bones could work differently from a regular human's, but, you know. Clicky. I like it. I like just doing it sometimes because it's very fun. Just very fun to just generally make a bunch of silly noises with your own body. Yes, Infamous or the new Spider-Man game? Nice. Infamous is apparently really good, and like, it comes with, I think it comes with PlayStation Plus, or at least Infamous Second Son does. Which is probably going to be the game I play if I ever play an Infamous one on stream. I like the sound, well, not the sound, the idea of Infamous, though. Like, let me just super quickly explain why. Because, well, Infamous is a game with a lightning character. I want to be able to play a game with lightning powers. That would be pretty cool. The sequel is bad, though. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you for the information, Alfonso. Thank you. That, for you at least? I see. That's fair. That's totally fair. So it could be good for me, could be bad for me. But at least thank you for warning me that you didn't like it very much. I'm not sure if I will enjoy it, but I will try my best to see if I do end up playing it. Few little sips of water are always amazing. Love the water. Love the water. I have a built-in fidget gadget in my body. I mean, I guess that kind of works. Yeah. I can also do my vocal fry or something like this, or, well, more accurately, croak like a frog or a toad or something like this by vibrating my vocal cords. Though that is probably not a very good idea when my vocal cords are damaged and still need to heal up from singing too much. But hey, it's a lot of fun though. It is a heck of a lot of fun singing this whole bunch of stuff. Yawn, 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 yawn. Yawn. I enjoy yawning. It's really cool. Random micro noises. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Ah. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Do I actually make a whole bunch of random noises, actually, by the way? Because that'd be interesting to note, even if I don't. As far as I know, if I maintain this pitch, my voice will be fine. Yeah, probably. It's just fine. As long as I do not damage my vocal cords, I will be fine. See, well, I'm around an alto, I guess the word is. Yeah, an alto, I think. Hello, nice to meet you. Hi, Heiko, Clara, or Kia, or whatever. Welcome to the stream. Just don't go on singing Ado songs or anything meanwhile. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Let's seal frog voice for now. Don't want to tear my voice as much as you like hearing it. Oh, thank you. That is pretty cool, though. That is pretty cool. That it's actually a very cool voice to hear. It's cool to hear that you actually like my voice. Anyways. Well, I mean, I guess my voice in general is pretty calming, isn't it? Or like, sometimes I act a bit ridiculous, and sometimes I say ridiculous things while speaking in a manner that is like explaining things to a child. I do not understand why I do this, but I do this. What is this stream? It's just a chatting stream. Just a little chatting stream. Just chatting with the chat. You know how chatting streams are and all that. I'm just talking about nothing. Yep, no cap helps with your insomnia. That makes sense. Well, actually, I didn't know that, but I have heard others say that it's calming before, so it does actually make sense, yeah. Yep, just random talk and chill. It's a whole lot of fun, let me just say. Just talking and chilling. I love talking. Talking is a lot of fun, especially when you let your brain say things, let your mouth say things before your brain is finished, because then your brain will be able to destroy the destruction of blah blah blah. Except that one time I went off against a flute player in Master Joel. That's totally fair. Yeah. That one time was kind of funny. I got really angry with them. Well, not necessarily really angry per se. Just, I was kind of annoyed that they had opened literally everything, and I'm pretty sure this was before Advent of Adventure was even released. That was kind of funny though, but still. They open everything. You know? Need a quick drink of water. It stayed. Rabina, Map Rabina. Indeed, that was what they opened. Rabina, Map Rabina. Normal summon Rabina. And then I stopped it, then they passed, then I went to my turn. Blah, 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 blah. You're sorry you're hunting a cult of your religion here on YouTube? That is interesting. and also weird. But I guess that's pretty fair if you want to do something like that. Anyways, the YouTube algorithm recommended this. Ah, I see. That's interesting. I hope it's a good stream at the very least. I hope you are enjoying it. You're still debating on whether or not you should finish a Fluunderies deck? Yeah, a Fluunderies deck would be really fun, honestly. Well, I mean, it's really fun to play. So you would probably have a lot of fun with it, but, you know, you need to find the Flu clip. As far as I know, it was in one of the Duelist Cup streams. I think it was in one of the streams specifically where I was playing Vtuber, right? I know it wasn't Sprite. In the Sprite format, it was already, you know. Hi, do I have a video presenting my personality and the type of content I upload on my channel? Hi, Heiko, post-break. Hi, Heiko. And, well, not really. I don't have a channel trailer at the moment, but I probably should get one soon. But, hello. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for the inconvenience. Bye. Bye, blah. Have a good day and a fantastic evening or morning, depending on what time it is for you. Move my overlay a little. That is the issue with turning off studio mode. Exactly. I was on Vtubers that stream. Yep. Then one of the stream is either probably let me see. It would either be Vtubers to Diamond or Ladder to... No, not Ladder. It was the Duelist Cup. I remember it was specifically the Duelist Cup because Duelist Cup Stage 2 grinding. No channel trailer? How are we supposed to know? Totally fair, post-break. Totally fair. I might just super quickly make a channel trailer after the stream, though. Well, not super quickly. Like, sometime I will. But I do... Well, basically, I upload a lot of content. I upload Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, chatting content, shorts, and my personality is... Well, how would you describe my personality, actually, chat, by the way? That is a genuine question. Like, seriously. I do not know how to describe my personality as a streamer. Oh, Miss Yakumo, beekeeper art, those were the times, lol. Indeed, indeed. Those were definitely the times. They were a lot of fun. I love that game. I love that deck. Even now, in this day and age. It's just such a shame that you can't actually play Vtubers unless you want to lose to stuff like Cash Terror or Labyrinth in both Master Duel and the TCG. Very upbeat? Yeah, that about sounds right. I am pretty upbeat, I think. Found it. I time-stamped it. There was a Mr. Logs cameo even. Whoa, nice. That is pretty cool. You time-stamped it in the comments? Oh, mind linking it to me, actually, at some point? Hearing my laugh was already a pretty good intro to me. That and the way I talk is pretty chill. Oh, thank you, Freeman. Thank you. But yeah, I am not a lewd VTuber. I am more wholesome than anything else. Though, like, a lot of the time, I just kind of just, my brain is just. I have no idea what I am doing. I am talking on stream. Sure, but, you know, I have no earthly idea what I am doing. Yeah. You find Vtubers somewhat playable post-post with Soma, but it really fell off after that. Yeah. The issue with Vtubers post Darkwing Blast and Photon Hypernova and all that is that Vtubers, well, they really don't have the power to actually keep up with Darkwing Blast elements. And also stuff like Cache Terror and stuff like Labyrinth. The thing is, Konami keeps releasing insect support over and 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 over again, trying to improve the playability of the insect type deck, but at the same time, it does not really seem to be having much of an effect on it. I mean, after all, the insect type deck isn't really that good right now. Like, seriously. If anything, it's slightly annoying. Hey, found me because of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel vids. Very good, Jules. Thank you, Skippy Jiggles. Thank you. Also, hi, Heiko. Welcome. Punk B-Trooper with Diabolantis is interesting, but just play Punk Pride at that point. I mean, Diabolantis is just... Honestly, Diabolantis makes... With one of the new cards, makes the Punk engine into a one-card Crimson Dragon thing, but It's annoying. Your subbing sounds like I'm a nerd, though. Original for a VTuber. Yeah, I know. Totally original. At least, I hope it is. Well, actually, it's not that original. There are a few other Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerds out there, but I am, well, I'm pretty up there in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerdery thingy. And I know a lot about the game, and I've played it for, like, actual years at this point, since, like, 2009. All the way back before Edison format. Ballless ballpark insect. That is one way to call it. Yeah. I love it. Anyways. Yep. That was just kind of hilarious. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder what I did to get blessed with this kind of silly, ridiculous, hilarious, and also amazing laugh. Because I've had a lot of people apparently like my laugh, because it's, like, just really, really nice. But at the same time, I have always thought maybe my laugh is a bit too silly, you know? You probably know how it is if you've been, like, mocked for something that, like, is seen as a good quality in some particular cases, but not necessarily a good quality in other particular cases. Like, for instance, my laugh is very over the top. It's like a hyena or a witch, or, you know, it's like an evil, evil cackle. Well, not actually an evil cackle. It's definitely a cackle, though. Definitely a cackle. You're My laugh is quiet yet loud at the same time. Interesting. And yeah, it is a pretty genuine laugh. I just laugh. Do all of the things. Yeah. Sadly, you've had a lot of VTubers with way worse laughs. They had to force themselves to avoid laughing, so good to know that I love to laugh. Yeah, I love it. It's wonderful, amazing, fantastic. Laughing is always fun. You should always laugh at the funny things in life, because if there's no laughter, then what fun are you really having, you know? Yours... Just stop noises. Sorry. That just... Sorry, Alphonse. Sorry. I hope that was not a bit much. Still, the idea of stork noises, it's just a bit silly. Just sounds a bit silly to me when you say it like that. Sorry. Hey, did you know a fun fact about me, by the way? I am ostensibly right-handed. However, at the same time, I cannot click my fingers on my right hand together very well. This is my right hand making clicking finger sounds. This is my left hand making clicking finger sounds. I don't get it for some reason. It's weird. It's wacky. It's wild. But at the same time, it's interesting. And interesting stuff is the most important stuff of all. Like, for instance, did you know sometimes ostriches are more sexually attracted to humans than they are to other ostriches? It's true, as a matter of fact. Ostriches are remarkably interested in humans and will tend to mating dance with them. Well, it's either stork noise or you sounding like you're choking on cinnamon. Ah, yeah, totally fair. Totally fair. But hey, better to laugh than to not. Like I said, interesting. Please don't start clapping out of nowhere during a stream. Sorry. How do you unhear a sentence? Well, you don't. You have now been cursed with the knowledge of ostrich mating. I was cursed with it once, and now I shall pass the curse on to you. It is a tough curse, but it is definitely a curse. But now you have an interesting fact that you can now curse all of your friends with. The sound of fingers snapping is the sound of the middle finger hitting the flesh of the palm. Yes, that is correct, actually. That is correct. Snapping your finger doesn't actually make any noise. It's the hitting the palm that does. I'll let you hear it when an Insect Links 1 gets released. Yes. I really need that Link 1 Bee-Trooper monster. That would be really cool, hopefully. The Link 1 Bee-Trooper monster that searches Bee-Trooper, the Bee-Trooper field spell, and also special summons itself by banishing a single monster from your graveyard. A single insect monster specifically, not just any monster. Any monster would be broken. Insect monsters, that'd be fine. That'd be just fine. Also, unbanning Level Leader would help too. except you xenolock Level Eater to insects instead of keeping Level Eater as everything. It's xenolock to insect special summoning, so you can't say it's overpowered then, can you? And you can even play it in a deck with Resonance Insect, you know? I love Resonance Insect. I love triggering Resonance Insect 20 times per turn to search your entire deck and kill your opponent with it. Well, not with Resonance Insect, although technically you can attack directly with Resonance Insect to end the game, but technically you are killing your opponent with Access Code Talker. Or your Vtubers. Really? Resonance Insect is up there among my favorite Resonance Insects of all time. Resonance Insect is one of the insects of all time. In fact, the most insects of all time. To undo the curse, make sure to like the fact and share it with 5 other people. Yeah, that sounds right. Yep, basically the Agnes link in Vtuber form. A custom card for the deck that is entirely overpowered. Or it special summons a Vtuber from hand, as opposed to searching the field spell. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. As long as it's a Vtuber. And a link 1. What about Kuwagata though? Kuwagata is pretty cool. I like Kuwagata. But you don't need it now that the Wind Barrier statue is banned. Oh wait. No, that's a different one. Girochin Kuwagata, you don't need it now. Now, the best card to play is probably Gokibo. Hey, if they're printing like 5 custom cards for TG, then why not insects as well? I mean, yeah, that is completely, entirely fair. Totally fair. But yeah. Custom cards are... There are a lot of custom cards coming out recently, and custom archetypes that are just way too overpowered, like, for instance, Tistina, which a lot of people seem to think will be bad, but it is just free link materials every single turn. Yeah. The little guy, the big guy, the little guy, and also the Foolish Burial, and the continuous spell that is a Book of Moon, and also a Searcher, and also something else. It's really cool, if you ask me. I like it, at least. Mr. Logs told you on the Flu stream that Scary Moth is pretty cool. Yeah, Scary Moth is a pretty cool card. Like, it's up there as one of the cool floodgates of the Vtuber meta. But it is actually relatively difficult to get out in Vtubers. You have to specifically aim for it. Yep. And yep, you are not incorrect. It's called DNA surgery. And DNA surgery and superpolymerization would allow you to just fuse 4 monsters into the Vtuber fusion. It's worse than 5-headed dragon. Well, actually, it's definitely better than 5-headed dragon. But, you know, it's the thing that tends to happen. Some people have just had that idea in the past. It's like if there was maybe an insect one for insects that's not parasite, it would be interesting, but it'd be still cool. Ooh, you're hyped about the new Infernoble support? Well, let me just say, I love the new Infernoble support. It's really cool. I also love how apparently it's actually an anime in the game. Or well, maybe a manga or something, but still, it's real cool. Like, imagine me watching the Infinable Night anime. That would be a whole lot of fun. Super duper fun. And they also have dolls in that super small thing. Anyways, I will just be right back. Need to super quickly get myself relieved, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I am back. Back. Hope everyone had a good little break because I didn't necessarily have a good little break, but my break was definitely out there. It was okay, at least. So, while I was having that break and doing you know what, well, I just remembered something that I had forgotten until just now. Well, not like actually necessarily fully forgotten, you know what I mean? But like, I had like actually not remembered it the greatest. Anyways, as I was saying, the most exciting thing of today, I reached 1,000 subscribers. Yes. I mean, technically that was yesterday, but yes. I am so happy. I'm genuinely really happy. When I started out, I didn't even really think that I was going to be particularly big. I was just like, oh, this will be a lot of fun. I wanted to like eventually, you know, do this, eventually maybe go and do some other stuff, do a whole bunch of killer things. I didn't start out with Yu-Gi-Oh! On content on the mind, but at the same time, when Master Duel came out, of course I had to pivot to Master Duel content. But anyways, 1,000 subscribers. That is genuinely amazing. Like, seriously. Thank you, everyone who came along. And thanks, everyone who subscribed to me. Which means sometime next week, I am going to have a celebration. A huge, well, not necessarily huge, a smallish, long endurance 1,000 subscriber celebration. You know? It's pretty fun. I like it. And I will be playing... I don't know what I'll be playing, actually. Like, there's a lot of different things I could be playing, but I don't know what I want to. Also, chat is dead. Yeah, chat died a little because I needed to go super quickly. It just reset. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what you mean, right? Yeah, chat resets. Unfortunately, it kind of unloads when I go onto a different scene. So it's not necessarily like, you know, the greatest thing of all time. But anyways, OBS is as OBS will do, you know? I hope someday they're going to change OBS to add a functionality in where they can keep that, like, you know, the regular Jump King. What do you mean by that? As in, like, Jump King for a celebration? Maybe. Maybe I'll do something else instead. Maybe I'll try Demon Souls? I'm not totally certain, but I do know I am going to have a lot of fun in this endurance stream. Well, I mean, I'm going to have a pretty hard time in this endurance stream, but I will also have a lot of fun in it. Because streaming's fun. I like streaming. And the longer you stream for, the more fun you honestly have. The more your brain goes and whirls around and thinks up those little teensy thoughts of yours and goes, oh, I wonder, what would this creature do when something atspeded it? What is atspeded, you may ask? I don't know. That is just a word my brain came up with. It's silly, but that's what my brain does. Comes up with things. And like, yeah, genuinely, it is kind of silly. But hey, I have fun with making things up. It is really cool. Dun 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 dun. No spicy noodle or food challenge though. Yeah, I would drop the noodles on my computer and probably break it even more than I already have. Well, I haven't actually broken anything, but you know what I have. You know what I mean. I will destroy my computer using noodles like that. Because it's like, unless I strain out the water, which I can potentially do, I will be like, ow, too hot. And then, yeah, the water spills all over my lap and all on my keyboard, burning me in, well, probably not a 3rd-degree burn, probably just a slightly, well, genuinely less serious burn. The thingy thing. A 1st-degree burn. That is the word I was looking for. A thingy thing. You know how it is sometimes with thingy things. Sometimes your brain just refuses to go, the thingy thing is this. And then it's like, maybe I should actually think about what this thingy thing my brain is trying to tell me is. Or like the thingy thing that I want to think about, but my brain cannot retrieve the information for. It's weird, but it is sometimes interesting that your brain can't actually retrieve all the information you want. So sometimes it just tries to make things up. Sometimes your brain also just tries to go into different tangents. And if someone knows something that you personally don't know, well, I'm not exactly totally certain, but yeah, sometimes if you try to talk about something that your brain has forgotten the name for, you go, what was that thing again? You know, the thing, and compare it to another thing. You are asking not to do any spicy food challenge, as much as that can be considered a tradition for some people. Yeah, I don't necessarily consider that a tradition either. I'm honestly kind of fine with spicy foods, but the things that some Vtubers do go a bit over the top, so I probably won't do those. Also, hi Heiko El Perito. Hi Heiko. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun during the endurance stream. Probably gonna play some Master Duel. Probably gonna play some other games. And probably gonna do some, well, no, karaoke's a bad idea in an endurance stream. Because if you do karaoke in an endurance stream, your voice will instantly die. I might take a little voice break, starting tomorrow. But any hand cam stream, like cooking or unpacking? I'm not sure I'd do a hand cam stream as of right now. I might do one in the future, but not right now, sorry. I don't necessarily like the idea of showing my hands on stream. I am not very good at keeping them looking all nice and good. Like, seriously. They're not the greatest hands to look at. They've got flaws, imperfections, though I would probably be wearing gloves anyways, so that would be a lot of fun. But also there's probably not enough room on my PC desk on my computer desk to do a hand cam stream, I would need to get a bigger desk or a secondary desk to do one of those. And, you know, that is a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, unfortunately. So it'd be pretty cool. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, some more water. Actually, maybe I can ask on Twitter for things that I could be recommended to do for my, you know, endurance stream. Like, for instance, maybe I could ask if I could do certain things like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels, tag duels, duels against other players, stuff like that. Collaboration stuff. You know what I mean. Just throwing ideas, no pressure. Yeah, that's totally fair. But still, anyways, it would be really cool to have a endurance stream event. And any ideas that I would have, anything that people would want to see from me, it'd be a lot of fun to do those, as long as they were something I was into, of course. Hi, Hiker. Hi, Hiker Phoenix. Hi, Hiker. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well myself. Da 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 da. Also, I'm probably gonna make a promo image at some point for the thing. But anyways, I am talking about my 1,000 subscriber celebration endurance stream, or whatever it will be, because it will be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Laying down before bed? That's totally fair. Bedtime is a nice time. It's always fun to have a good sleep. I love sleeping. Well, actually, I don't necessarily love sleeping. I enjoy dreams. Dreams are some of the greatest things that one can see in your mind. Like, seriously. Have you ever had a dream where you were a character in a thing? It'd be pretty cool. Well, not necessarily the character part, but like, there's sometimes where there's magic, exploration, time travel. And then there are some times when you have nightmares. And those times are the times where you wake up and you just want to hug someone. Like your dog. Which I like to do a lot, actually. I really like hugging my dogs. They're cute, adorable, fantastic puppies. And I love them far, far too much for anything to matter. You don't have Twitter, so gonna throw your brain cells ideas here before you can forget? Good idea, Freeman. Good idea. That'd be pretty cool to see. Also, if you do have them after I finish, which should be relatively soon, actually. Not right away. Relatively soon. You can throw them down into the comments, actually, if you wanna. That'd be pretty fun. Anyways, it has been the longest time since I have actually just like done an endurance stream, so I will, for the first time in a while, have to actually focus on streaming for multiple hours in a row. It'll also likely have to be on the weekend because, you know, I have responsibilities during the weekdays, unfortunately. And I have a Discord server as well. Indeed, Phoenix, indeed. And hi, Hiker, Bane. Hi, Hiker. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Just talking about my potential 1,000 subscribers celebration. I'll probably do a karaoke as well at some point. but not necessarily like the same week I do the whole endurance stream thing. But endurance stream will happen regardless, probably, I think. It is up there in the number of things to do. Now, I actually have a super quick question for you, chat, and that quick question is, what do you think of my chatting streams? I kind of enjoy doing them a lot because, like, I don't have to get distracted by anything, like, game-wise, relatively speaking. So I can just focus all of my brain cells on thinking, and my brain actually works and says things to me. Well, my brain does not say things to me, but I say things that come straight from my brain to my mouth, and they just get a lot of fun. They're a whole lot of fun, and I love them. It's pretty chill. Nice, nice. That's good to hear. Ano. I was gonna ask something, but then I realized asking that question would be rather useless. Now, I think I should probably actually finish up soon. Actually, like, now, because I am feeling I'm starting to get slightly hungry, and also it is, 2 hours, which is an unfortunate amount of time. It's nice to do it from time to time, just online, to get to update on topics other than stream. Yeah, it is. Anyways, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed today. So, talking about some more stuff that I'm gonna do, I am later this week. Tomorrow I'll be playing Final Fantasy 16 some more. The day after tomorrow, I'll be on, like, for instance, I'll be on Master Duel doing some streams at, so Final Fantasy 16 will be at 10 a.m. Australian, and then it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. And the day after that, Master Duel is 12 p.m. Australian, which should be 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do my best to keep my voice down and not, like, strain it too much, though, because, damaging by singing a bit too much for my own good. I don't want to do that even further, unfortunately, but, it is a lot of fun, so I can't guarantee that I won't sing. I'll just try my best not to. And make sure to remind me not to sing, by the way, if I try to sing on stream. That is really important. Anyways, with that being said, now it is time for me to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, had a wonderful, fantastic time with the stream. And with that, I mean, if you liked it and you're not subbed, you can sub if you want to. You don't have to, but you can subscribe if you want to. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, car. Bye-bye, car. See you.